An investigation by CBS News and Reuters has uncovered misconduct in the private military housing program. While U.S. service members risk their lives fighting for our country, many of their families live in dirty and dangerous homes. Our investigation found one of the military's largest housing contractors apparently misled the Air Force to qualify for millions of dollars in bonus payments. The FBI is now investigating. Omar Villafranca has been reporting on this story. Omar, what have you found?
Well, good morning. Balfour Beatty Communities manages 40,000 homes on 55 military bases across the country, and its performance bonuses are estimated to, get this, be potentially worth about $800 million over decades-long contracts. Now, at installations like Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, those bonuses are partially based on data provided by Balfour Beatty, but documents show some of that data was falsified.
You drive your truck?
Paige and Nick Ippolito met while serving in the Navy at Tinker Air Force Base in 2015. They quickly moved in together, choosing a house on base managed by Balfour Beatty Communities.
The house was a mess to begin with. The floor downstairs was destroyed completely. Doors won't close properly. You name it, there's probably something I could have found wrong with it.
Internal records reviewed by CBS News and Reuters show that within a year, a leak caused a Balfour Beatty maintenance technician to document his concern that the couple's infant daughter could become sick from chewing on flooring tiles that contained asbestos.
It's very upsetting to know that he was concerned for our child's safety but didn't tell us.
I mean, it's almost heartbreaking. I mean, we already risk our lives every day. You know, you think you got your family home and safe, and to find out that, you know, you get your kid eating asbestos floor.
Records also reveal a startling practice. Balfour Beatty falsified its response time.
This says the call was put in at 4:32 p.m. and they completed the task at 4:52.
Which is wrong, because when we originally called in, it was raining, and they told us they couldn't come out whenever it was raining.
It's a physical impossibility to fix something of that extent in 20 minutes.
At the time, Balfour Beatty employees at Tinker kept two sets of books. Calls were first recorded on paper and entered into a computer system monitored by the Air Force only when a job was nearly completed. This made it appear that the company was responding quickly to residents' problems and kept it eligible for millions in performance-based bonuses.
Whenever you generate a work order, it automatically puts today's date on it, and it's like a stopwatch.
So if you entered them into the computer, they were automatically on the clock.
Exactly.
In 2014, Tina Brown was hired by Balfour Beatty to schedule repairs at Tinker. Did they give you any express directions to not enter things into a computer?
Yes, definitely. The management was all concerned about appearances and collecting their bonuses and appearing right for corporate.
In a statement, Balfour Beatty said it has not and does not condone the falsification of records in any way. According to the company, allegations of misconduct at Tinker date back several years, and after being investigated by the Air Force, one employee was found to have acted improperly. Do you feel like you were the scapegoat?
Yes, definitely. I know I was.
Brown, an hourly employee who received no performance bonus, was fired in 2016. No one else was reprimanded, and she's now suing for wrongful termination. Balfour Beatty's Tinker base manager at the time told Reuters the request to doctor maintenance records came from his superiors, and company training documents instructed employees to modify and correct work orders to comply with mandated response times. Did you ever feel like you were doing something wrong?
I did, yes.
How did you square that away?
I just did what I was told.
Since 2015, military housing officials at Tinker and two other bases issued more than a dozen warnings about Balfour Beatty maintenance logs, but the Air Force only suspended incentive payments last year. Assistant Secretary of the Air Force John Henderson told CBS News his office takes the health and safety of airmen and their families seriously. When inaccurate data was discovered, the Air Force placed Balfour Beatty on a corrective action plan and referred allegations of fraud to the FBI.
Right here, this is all water.
The company says it has since worked to strengthen its documentation process at Tinker, but several families say maintenance and record-keeping problems continue.
Door frame's starting to fall apart.
Derek, a naval flight engineer who asked us not to use his last name, lives on base but is deployed more than half the year. leaving his wife Jennifer and 3 kids to deal with frequent housing issues.
The fact that they're actually making a profit and being able to get their bonuses is just ludicrous.
People need to be held accountable for these conditions. They need to be held accountable.
Derek pays $1,400 a month for a house that has had mold, ant problems, and repeated water leaks. But Balfour Beatty's maintenance records say that many of those problems have been fixed. There are ongoing investigations into similar record-keeping practices at Travis Air Force Base, that's in California, Fairchild Air Force Base in Washington. Both are also managed.
Omar,
by
you
Balfour
mentioned
Beatty.
at the top that Balfour has $800 million in potential bonuses in the contract. If they're getting bonuses for falsifying records, and that's shown to be true, is any of that money going to come back?
That is a big question. Is there going to be a clawback of some of that money, and how that happens? That's why the feds are involved now.
Balfour Beatty has a 50-year contract.
Roughly a 50-year contract. So $800 million is a big number over 50 years, but that's still $800 million is real money.
It sure is.
You wonder is that contract in jeopardy now?
Have to wait and see.
We'll see. Good to see you indoors.
Yes, it is.
Welcome to the table.
All right, thank you.
Omar.